My son?
Nah, not much longer.
Oh, for the longest time. Oh, for the longest. If you said that Bitcoin was my life, I would tell you.
Show enough, show you right.
What else can I do? I'm so inspired by you, and I'm just holding for the longest time. Once I knew my stocks and bonds were gone, I knew Satoshi Nakamoto was the one to come and save me. Encrypted money memory, and I'm just holding for the longest time. Hold for the longest time. Hold for the longest. Don't panic, the price will rise and fall. Ultimately, we're breaking through the wall. The sky's the limit, and I'm in it to win it. So I'm just holding for the longest time. They say this couldn't last very long, but I saw the light and knew you were wrong. Baby, I've been hoping too hard, but you've seen the price, and it's just gonna grow more. March 11th, orphan blocks were slow. Doubters panicked and let their bitcoins go. I took my chances, smoking all the loan advances. Now I'm just holding for the longest time. Oh, for the longest time. Oh, for the longest time.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for another Sunday evening edition of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. I, of course, am your host, Justin Wise, lead analyst and senior mentor at Kraken Cryptocurrency. Hope you guys are obviously having a fantastic evening on today, March the 3rd, Sunday, foul year of our Lord, 2019, guys. And, you know, if you guys want to know about fun, I hope wherever you're tuning in from, I hope it is sunny and 75, because it is a waste. It is an ice wasteland outside my house. I had to go outside today with a sledgehammer and a shovel just to make a walking path through the blizzard tornado zone of icicles down to my ankles. It has not ended. It has not ended. I want to say hello to the chat. I see everybody in there. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Hey, Wally, I see you. Hondi Roms, Robert Patrick, Eli back. Thank you so much for that generous $5 donation, man. Of course, as always, you're one of the good ones. I would be pleased to take a look at Engine for you as soon as we get through the preliminaries, man. Dan says, dump it, Justin. Bad Andy, Wendy Brown Eye, good to see you. Bob Miner. I see a new one. Tom, Krypton, Newbie, Anthony Littlewood, Johnny Boy Crypto. Hey, what's going on, my good man? Good to see you, brother. Khalil Crypto, good to see you, man. By the way, guys, that is Zutonged Holding. And as I talked about yesterday, it's just a song that's very near and dear to my heart. It actually predates my entry into cryptocurrency by a couple years, actually. But I was introduced to it very early on in my first crypto days, and it just, I don't know, it just always brings a smile to my face. I really dig that jam, man. So, all right. So sorry about the little bit of lag. I'm gonna see what I can do to fix that. You know what? Give me about 5 seconds. Let me see if I can't fix that. All right, so I sent the Shinobi Ninjas over to the ISP to hopefully clear up the lag issue. I'm going to be watching my KBPS upload here, guys. If it gets too bad, I'll probably go offline, but hopefully it improves and gets better. And I apologize, guys. There's just not a whole lot I can do to beat the weather. Unfortunately, at this point in time, I've tried death threats, I've tried gift baskets, I've tried just about everything underneath the sun to get my ISP to cooperate. But, all right, guys. Anyways, all right, I see more people. Let's see here. Vitam, good to see you, my good friend. Chris Nordloff, 6 a.m. Monday morning here, 24 centigrade already, sadly. DMD says, something to focus on. My dang truck was stolen last night from the gas station. I'm sorry to hear that, man. You must add your private keys in your glove box. Man, what is going on with that upstream? Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I was kind of planning on potentially cutting the show a little early tonight anyway, so we'll just go for another like 5 minutes here and see how it goes. It's struggling valiantly, but it keeps dropping back down. All right. Snow just helps us focus. Yes, not very much fun to be had when it is frigid and freezing out there. So if this turns into a podcast, that's all right. I promise to go off on very long rants if that will help you guys. So let's talk about what's going on. Let's head over here to the news and stats. And I'm going to be running bad boy right here. Okay, let's get this up. All right. Yes, we know. We do have an X42 Masternode giveaway. 18 hours left, guys. Only 18 hours left in the X42 Masternode giveaway. As you can see, we've broken past that 2,000 resistance that we were struggling with there for a little bit. Now swimming toward that 3,000 total entry, guys. Thank you so much for making these giveaways fun. We just do them to give back to the community, guys. So we are going to be giving away 5 Masternodes worth of X42. So make sure you guys go to x42.krakencryptocurrency.com for the last day that you can get in. 18 hours left. We will announce the winners live on the stream tomorrow afternoon. All right. And again, if you guys aren't familiar, you don't need to register an account or anything with this. You can use any of your existing social media accounts to take part in this giveaway. All right. There, I hopefully see that my KBPS is getting a little bit better. All right. There we go. Yes, I see that the Shinobi Ninjas have successfully completed their mission of infiltration into the ISP and have opened up the upstream. So hopefully that is going to stay that way. So I apologize for the new people turning in and all the new potential subscribers that got kicked away because of the terrible lag. So hopefully that stays good. Feel free to throw tomatoes at me in the comment section if it does not. All right. Make sure you guys go over to our blog at krakencryptocurrency.com and you guys can check out the new articles posted by the contributors to our blog. That's about all I got, as always, guys. Yep, nothing else I think to go over at the beginning, although I would be replite in not mentioning that if you guys want to trade along with us, make sure to check out the banner at the top of the screen, premium.krakencryptocurrency.com. All right, moving forward, let's check out CoinFarm because we do see some volatility in Bitcoin's price action. I like the memes that were being posted in the Discord. Again, I've been a little bit of solo dolo this weekend, just recovering and resting up. I'm feeling better now. After the show, I do have to take a drive, and then I will be back this evening, and I will be putting out new calls. I did just post some updates to the members in the members lounge tonight, though. All right, so let's take a look at coinfarm.online and see the aggression of the longs and the shorts right now. We do see the shorts getting a little bit aggressive with 52% to the downside, and I'm looking over here at price action, and it seems that we did have some nice volatility to the downside, a little bit of a liquidity grab, but now we see kind of rejection to the upside as well. So just back to being absolutely flat. What do we see over the last 30 minutes? Do we see anything impressive? And honestly, no, we don't really see any impressive, honestly, price action. The volume was just okay on the 15-minute candle, but not really the significant thing that I would want to see to either break down or break up, to be quite honest. Looking back at the past 24 hours, we actually do see exactly the same thing that we see up at the top, which is obviously a reflection of this 51.92% to the downside, the aggression of the shorts. Those are market orders that are entering. And keep in mind that market orders are what move the markets. If every person just put a limit order into the order book, the market wouldn't move a centimeter. You need market orders to actually make the market move. This is coinfarm.online, Cryptonaut. Okay, so honestly, not a whole lot to see with the volume being the way it is and this just being generally flat. Obviously, price has listed lazily to the downside, but not seeing the aggressive long entries yet that I need to see to kind of fulfill my positivity bias to the upside, which still remains. Let's take a look at vcdepth.io and let's just give the page a refresh, even though I know I don't really need to do that. But overall, okay, great. Yes, we did want to do that. All right, looking at vcdepth.io, we actually do see the buyers stepping in. We see within, let's make sure this is within the nearest 5% of the order book. All right, nearest 5% of the order book, we do see things starting to get a little bit of bullish. We do see that actually. Interesting. So we had a fairly significant increase in sells here at the local top. And then we had this nice steep decline. The sells kind of tuckered off, and we just have ranging volatility from both the longs and the shorts, from both the limit buys and the limit sells. But we actually do see a nice steady uptick of that. And even OakX's like rampant market manipulation right here does not seem sufficient enough to actually push that down. So I think if OakX was actually accurately reflecting what was on its books or not grossly manipulating what was going on over there in the books, I think this would actually be much more positive. So this is actually quite positive to me. And when we look at this, we actually do see that over the week, if we exclude the run-up, we can actually see that recently within this consolidation period, so this period right here of the market depth ratio represents the consolidation period that we've just seen here in Bitcoin's price action, represented here with the market depth ratio, with the buys and the sells, the asks and the offers. The bids and the offers being pretty much just absolutely flat, really. No strong direction to be taken right here. But now we actually do see a pretty good increase in the bids coming into the order books, and the bids entering into the limit. So limit bid orders entering the market books. And actually breaking previous highs here. So we have 10.91% positive market depth ratio within 5% of price. And now we're at 11.31%. It is my experience that when you do see something like that generally price does appreciate. So thus the positivity bias that I do have to the upside, especially even though I'm not certain the price is going to go up exactly directly from here, I still think that we could see another liquidity grab to the downside. I still do think that we are more likely, and actually my money's on that, going to move to the upside before we move to the downside more. Wally, thanks so much for the $9.99, man. He says, KNC would be a request of mine after the preliminaries. KFC, on the other hand, would also be tasty if I'm in the right mood. KC and the Sunshine Band if I'm needing to boogie, man. Thank you so much, Wally. You're one of the good ones, brother. I will definitely be very happy to take a look at KNC for you, my good friend. Let me actually head on over to the editor so that when we get into the main charting, we can take a look at that. So what do we see right here? We see coinfarm.online. We don't see the volume and volatility that I really need to make a strong discernment from either the longs or the shorts. We do see that the shorts are being a little bit more aggressive than the longs in the last 24 hours. But ultimately, when you factor in the low volatility, nothing really to make a strong directional trade around. Let's actually close the VC health because I do like looking at the VC depth now a little bit more now that they have that 5% feature. Looking at the market depth ratio, again, I am feeling that this is actually rather bullish. And let's go take a gander over at Bitcoin trading sentiment. I don't think that this is actually going to tell us a whole lot. Let's actually just scope this out just a little bit here. That's kind of what I want to see. All right, excellent, fantastic. The first thing that I want to do is let's take a look at long positions in BTC. We did see that they reached a little bit of a recent spike here and dropped back down. Of course, this is looking at quite an extensive data. So this is actually going to the 25th of February, which is interesting. I'd like a little bit more accurate data. So let's get this baby up refreshed. Is it not going to give me the information that I desire? And we will patiently wait. Meanwhile, while we patiently wait, let's go take a look at the bid-ask sum. All right, looking at the bid-ask sum, excellent. This is directly what we want to see. Looking at Bitfinex, we do see things starting to get a little bullish. Price is flat. MDR, the bid-ask sum getting quite nice. Generally, we do see an appreciation of price. However, if we again take the volatility into account, we do have to take this information with a bit of a grain of salt. All right, let's look at Coinbase. Coinbase getting bullish. And BitMEX. BitMEX still overly bearish, but not, BitMEX still biased within 5% of price to the downside, but we do see the limit buys creeping up, encroaching, and we actually do see a slight decline in that. So bid-ask sum kind of goes right along with my positional bias from the market depth ratio that we are going to move up a little bit looking at this data. All right, great. Now that we've got this, cool. Now that we've got this updated, now let's zoom back a little bit and see what we want to see. Okay. All right. We do see falling open interest. All right. So the number of longs being put in and the number of shorts being put in are dropping, and we do still have longs in highly profitable positions, which seems odd. Interesting. Let's take off the long positions and the short positions and look at bull and bear income. Maybe I need to look at less data. So what we're looking for here is we're looking for a spike in bull or bear income. As you can see, we see that spike, and that wouldn't really help us out a whole lot. It only really helps us out in hindsight. We still have longs in profitable positions. So if I'm looking at this right, and if I have the right conception of analyzing this data, this would actually be a little bit of a bearish bias. So market depth ratio looks bullish, bid-ask sum looks bullish, bull bear income looks bearish, and coinfarm.online looks bearish. What does that mean? Well, until we see some volatility or some volume, probably the best position is no position. All right, so having said that, let's get into the charts. Oh, I almost had it. There we go. Excellent. Fantastic. Cool. Let's get the schedule updated. All right. We looked at the fundamentals. Not going to look at ADA. We're not going to look at ICX. We'll glance briefly at Fetch AI again. And then we had a request for Engine and KNC. Let's get that done with. All right, cool. Hopefully you guys can see that schedule quite well. see. Is this an ASMR microphone? Not to the best of my knowledge. I suppose it could be. No, those are like weird microphones with microphones at either end, and then you have like chicks in bikinis like scraping combs or something. Is what I understand of ASMR. Let's see here. ONT. Bob Miner. Bob Miner asks, can you go over shortly what style of trading is the trading group, and please stop sending to the link to the website. Already seen it and join the Discord. Well, unfortunately, Bob, I'd be happy to answer your questions, but the links aren't just for somebody who's already joined. They are for individuals who haven't joined yet. Let's see here. But yes, I can answer your question. So I am typically a reversal trader. So especially in ranging markets, I will look for trending indications when I feel price is strongly trending. But unfortunately, with the rare exception of several coins, there have not been strongly trending coins. So I do think that with the current market conditions, reversal trading is the best strategy of trading in Bitcoin. Again, I've talked about this at length. Things that you learn in Forex, things that you learn in traditional equity is not going to suit you. We have other analysts and contributors to our trading group that do practice different styles. But for myself personally, the contributions that I make, I am typically a reversal or a breakout trader. Hondi Ram says, best position is always no position according to all YouTubers, just don't trade. I don't know if I agree with you, man. When the market is sideways right now in Wick City, yeah, kind of no position. But I frequently will talk about when there's a position to be taken. So I don't know what to say, man. Just watch the show longer. Let's see here. Yeah, I'd be happy to look at a S coin there, Mr. Eric Wynn. Frank Godding, on Saturday and Sunday, I do the stream in the evenings, yes. That way I can spend the mornings with my family. It is a better time. Monday through Friday, I do it from 12 to 2. It's all good, man. No offense taken. Okay, sorry, what did I want to talk about? All right, so first thing just right here, looking at the daily time frame and looking at a little bit of Heikin-Ashi action right here. Overall, if we look at the OHLC4, not a whole lot of activity, man. Just absolutely flat. Now, this does get exciting, man, especially when we start looking at things like average true range. Average true range is quite low, and what what follows low volatility? High volatility is what typically precedes low volatility. Now, looking at the rampant, lovely, beautiful manipulation of BitMEX, not manipulation. Again, manipulation is what people who have too tight of a stop say. But just looking at the way that price action tends to play out on BitMEX. I would not be surprised to see price move below local lows before moving up. I still do have a positivity bias. I still do think it's likely, or I still do believe that we go up here to allow longs to get out of their position and to trap more buyers into their position before moving down. However, again, as I've said, I think that if we close above this level, I'll actually be quite bullish, and I think we will move to the upside. So there are certain situations. Where analysis, and again, I say this at length, analysis and trading, two different things. I will trade. I'm a reactionary trader, so I'll react to the market. I still do think I have a bias. The Bitcoin is preparing to move to the upside, but I think that as is usual, we do trap individuals into short positions and tap into liquidity to the downside. To make no choice is a choice. I think that came from a Beatles song. Hey, no problem, Bob. We'd be happy to have you, my good friend. If Bitcoin had a smell, what would it be? If Bitcoin had a smell, what would it be? That's a good question. That's a very good question. I would want to say orange peels. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. All right, there we go. Now, see, there's some decent volume on the 15-minute candle. There's some decent volume. There we go. Just hoping my computer doesn't seize up. All right, so the areas I would not be surprised to see price actually go would be down here to test liquidity at 37.52, or alternatively 37.40. I think limit orders around 3,700 would be pretty safe. Alternatively, if we start taking out local highs, then I think that we're going up. I think it would smell like overheating laptops. Bitcoin smells like bacon and maple syrup. Yes, I do think it is a dump and then a pump. Okay, so let's this is exciting to watch and everything, but I've kind of made my bias clear. Let's just do a little bit of more long-term analysis, guys. Okay, so the area that I am keeping my eye on is the liquidity zone right here. The liquidity zone is stretching from 39.38, so I talked about this earlier. I've actually expanded this just a little bit because I did talk about 39.30, 39.50. This actually does go up to 39.90, 39.95. But I think that if we are likely to see a close above, or excuse me, let me be very clear about this. I think if we're likely to see a close above this range right here, okay, which is going to represent the majority of trapped buyers, all right? There's trapped buyers up here, but if we reject from this area, that would likely be a wick. So if price reclaims this area and does not reject from it again, I think that what we're about to see right now is going to be this, potentially this, something like that, okay? I think that's what we're likely to see right now. That's my analysis. I think that's what we're likely to see right now. And then it's going to depend on how price reacts to this level. Because right now, I don't think there's enough liquidity to continue to move Bitcoin's price to the upside. Although, as I had my I Want to Believe shirt on yesterday, again, I do have to play the markets like they appear to me. Although I would just, listen guys, nothing would make me happier than if Bitcoin were to slap on its moon boots. I could really stop worrying about trying to short the market, and I could just look to be in very comfortable position of long orders. But Bitcoin really needs to prove it, man. Like, after an extensive bear market, the first few breakouts are generally bear traps. It generally takes a long period of accumulation. After you drop like 90%, and we can just go back and look at previous Bitcoin price action. But you generally accumulate for six months or longer, at least. And that's not just Bitcoin. That's most general assets as well. After an extensive bear market. Now, this does look. I don't know. It looks trappy. Smells like unboxed GPUs, shame, and cigarettes. What do I think it'll dump to before it pumps? Has the potential to go down to 3,700. Has the potential to go down to 3,700. Anything below 3,650. So we're talking about a 2% range now. Anything below 3,650. And again, as I talked about, 3,650 is the area that needs to hold a support. If we're going to hold any bullish bias, getting below 3,650, then we're positionally short. Because I do not believe that 3,400, 3,350, I don't think that area is going to hold as support. It's already been bought up once, twice. It was aggressively initiated here on the breakout, so that's 3 times. And then it was bought up in this accumulation range right here. This area has already been tapped for liquidity. There are unlikely to be confident buyers looking at this area. I think that if price does go below 3,650, we're going to be screwed. And we will retest lows. Blood, sweat, and tears. Justin, the bears have very deep pockets, selling for more than a year. The longer it takes, the bigger the move up. The longer the period of accumulation, generally the quicker the price will go up. Because the more extensive accumulation you have, the more long-term investors have filled their pockets. And you really need them to start dumping on the market for price to make a significant move back down. So for example, this right here, this is mostly retail. This whole period of movement up, down, this is mostly retail. Movements like this and movements like this, that's very large pockets. And that is very, very, very large pockets unloading their bags. So this is selling the top, taking profit, and this is fear. This is fear right here. So I don't think we've had quite enough accumulation. 100 days of accumulation. I don't think we've quite had enough accumulation to go from here to here. I think we've had enough accumulation to potentially go from here to here, which is our first sticky area that I talked about previously. So 4,600, 4,500. Inverse moon. Yeah, we can always do, we can always look at it like this. And if we look at it like this, so this is the inverted chart, does this look very bullish to you? Think about it. All right, moving on. That was that was Crown selling his Bitcoin to move from 6K to 3K. Could be. It's Roger Ver selling his Bitcoin. All right. Anyway, so having said that, so really nothing's changed, guys. I mean, it's the same thing that I said yesterday. Getting a reclamation of this area right here, liquidity zone, and not getting rejection from it, then we're likely going up. And I would have upside targets of 4,600. We've already tapped liquidity right here. You could look to take profits, and generally the way that you would do this is you would take profits above previous swing highs, so 42.56, as well as this swing high right here around 4,400. Those would be areas that you would look to take profit. Definitely looking to reduce risk, at least be 50% out of your position around 4,600, and you're reevaluating at this point in time. Because the logic or the likelihood that price goes from here to here, or so from 4,000 to 6,000, is less likely. Could be enough gas in the tank. Again, anything can happen, but you need to see market orders. You need to see liquidity come into the market. Liquidity can come into the market at the top of a market cycle. That is a breakout. But until I see it, I remain fairly bearish. When capitulation wake? Smells carnies, you know, small hands, smells like cabbage. You guys are funny. All right, so I think that's about that's really all there's to say, man. The other way, the general way to look at this is price closing above 38.55. You can enter into a breakout long position. Again, it has to close above that level. Price closing below 37.31 on a daily basis. Then you're looking for a short position. Again, I'm okay with wicks down to 3,700. I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with wicks down to 3,700. I'm not comfortable with daily closes below 3,700. I'm not comfortable with daily closes below 37.31, to be quite honest with you. That would be an invalidation of support. That would be an invalidation of daily closing support. Just as a daily close above 38.55 would be an invalidation of local swing high. So, welcome to for all the 15-minute volatility. Welcome to still pretty much a fairly uninteresting chart, which is good. Which is good to see on a Sunday evening. It's good to see on a Sunday evening. So, you know, the weekend, not a lot happened except for some altcoin pumps. So Sunday evening is generally the time that we get prepared to react in whichever way liquidity decides to move the market. All right, because I can't move the market on my own. So I am biased to the upside. Nothing's really changed with my positions. I'm still at 15% of my short position that I opened up at 41.14. I have a little bit of an XBT USD position. I've let go some of that to reduce risk. I still have a little bit of an XBT M19 long position as well. So for the most part hedged, I'd say I'm more geared though toward, I'm more heavily weighted to the upside right now. Is this a bullish engulfing candle on the 30-minute time frame? No, it is not, because it has not engulfed the previous bearish candle. If it closes above 37.83, then yes, it would be. It does need to engulf. I didn't get any free Ethereum. I didn't get any free Ethereum either, man. No Momo, nothing but a grind. All right, so with all that said, let's take a look at the tether chart real quick. It's harder to push the tether chart around. Man, my KBPS is terrible. I'm sorry, guys. All right, so looking at the tether chart right here. And in 3, 2, 1, pump BTC. That would make me very happy. All right, things of note on the 24-hour time frame for the tether chart. A little bit of hidden bullish divergence here. Barely got a reaction off of that to the upside. Would have been a nice little scalp, but nothing significant. Not a 24-hour follow through. All right. Time transformation. Fish are crossing up a little bit, crossing down a little bit. Nothing significant. We're still below the 0 line. So not a strong trending indicator to the upside either. And overall, just not a strong breakout position of this range either. Again, that level for me is 3840. That's the initiation level. A more conservative initiation level would be 3900. So same numbers, not the same numbers, but again, the same zones on this chart. Liquidity zone right here coming in around 3970. I think that's likely to be the area of initial rejection, although it does stretch from the bottom to the top. This is where you have the most significant area of aggressive initiation. Looking at VPVR as well. So nothing's really changed. Again, I do think that if we get a nice strong close above 3970 here on this chart, I think we're going to push higher. I think that if we reject from that area, then it's going to be a rejection trap. Buyers have sold, and not enough liquidity did come into the market to push price up and reclaim this level. There's not enough interested buyers, and price is going to go to the downside, and it was just a liquidity grab. So I know that that might not be the most satisfying answer, but it is what it is. That's just how price is right now, man. Rockchain. Freethium would be an awesome name for a blockchain-powered rock band. I do like that, man. Oh, Freetherium. I like it. Yeah, we are in total podcast mode, aren't we? I apologize, guys. Thank you guys for your patience, man. The ones who stick it out, man, you guys are the good ones. All right, so let's go through. So we looked at BTC. We looked at BTC fundamentals. Let's take a glance at ZERP. Why the difference to mine? Because there's no difference. CoinFarm is now saying 53.37%. It's dynamic. No, I do not, Vitam. I work on my course. I work on my automated trading. I work on a lot of the stuff that I am working on developing in the background. Whoa, I didn't want to do that. Just want to give a shout out to our fallen brethren who I don't really know what's going on with Tron here. Apparently my whole computer is in revolt. Woo! Whoa, double sneeze. All right, sweet. There we go. Hopefully things will get a little bit better now. Close down a few things that I think might have been slowing me down. All right, hopefully that's good right there. $700 people buying 1 Bitcoin each in the next 5 minutes. That would be pretty nifty to see. All right, shout out to all our fallen brethren who just tried the long TRX at the top, and we're going to look at ZERP. All right. Actually, we'll just stick to the weekly. All right, price moving up a little bit for XRP BTC on spot price. So from the weekly low, of 7,900 sats, we now are sitting up at 8164. And now the weekly is giving a fresh crossover. So as you guys will recall, I'm still not overly impressed with this. This does look like this. Again, this is a reversal indicator. But if we look at volume, the volume isn't supremely impressive. What I do like to see for strong reversals is a significant amount of volume. Let's go down to the daily and see if we do see that. No, I don't really see any oversold volume here, guys. I don't really see any oversold volume. And again, as long as we are below, as long as we're below 85.50, this is just support flipped to resistance. So we've retested it twice, but until we get a nice daily close above 85.50, it's very difficult for me to be bullish about SERP right now. I'm not really looking to catch a falling knife. Again, because the reason why is because there's plenty of upside potential should price get back above 85.50. Then we do have upside targets of 88.05, 92.83, and 97.99. I think that's likely to happen if price does break back above 85.50 with good volume. Again, ultimate upside target for ZERP, 14.219. But unfortunately, the downside targets right now can't justify the risk of trying to enter into an overbought territory for me, or excuse me, oversold conditions on the weekly, with that being my only indication to buy. With that oversold volume, I can't do it, man. Cannot do it. Cannot do it. So until then, I have to remain biased to see 74.88 and potentially 63.82. And actually still below my my invalidation level right here for a short. Still below my invalidation level for a short right here, 82.88. Again, the same thing. Support, turn into resistance. Did I turn it on and turn it back off again? No, it's just the weather outside, guys. There's nothing I can do about it, and I apologize. Shiz just got real. Good to see you, man. Yes, I am broadcasting from the moon. Things should get a whole lot better. We're actually, T-Mac, thanks so much for the sub on YouTube. We're actually going to potentially upgrade my computer significantly. So hopefully that will help with the quality of everything as well. Looking at Tether USDT, kind of exactly the same thing here. We have resistance, turn into support. We break down from that level. We consolidate slightly above it, and then we break back down again. That current level acting as resistance again. The most significant level for me, the support that should have held was again 31.78 cents. My initiation level is 32.80 cents, guys. It's very difficult for me to take a long trade until price is above that. Looking at the Fisher, we actually do see price crossing down below the zero line, which is a trending indication for a short on XRP USDT. I've seen some pretty bullish charts. Again, one of the things that I do like to do is troll TradingView and counter trend trade people who like to post charts frequently. I've seen some pretty bullish charts for XRP USDT. And I just don't necessarily see it, guys. There's nothing wrong with being conservative and waiting till you have actual confirmation of a genuine uptrend. Right now, we don't. We don't. This doesn't look fantastic. Ryan Atkinson, yes, they are actually available publicly upon request. In fact, we post them. We post them in the Signal Results channel in the Discord. And if you come into our Discord, there is a long list there that's pretty easy to see. It's all premium members, lifetime members, premium members. Feel free to DM any one of them and ask them the results of the group. Let's check. Okay, so we talked about ZERP. See, what else were we going to talk about? ETH. Latest 8-hour candle looking pretty good. We didn't tap into liquidity that I thought we'd like to see, but I actually wouldn't even like to see price go that low. So nice rated the lows right here. A breakdown of support. The Ethereum chart's much cleaner, guys. The Ethereum chart's much cleaner. We have clear horizontal support right here on the higher time frames, 126.95. As long as price is above 126.95 and we don't close below 126.95, again, the area that I think we're likely to retest is 148.30. Again, the more conservative target would be 134 to 135, which would be where the trapped buyers do begin. AMD Threadripper for live stream. I will take a note. I have no idea what that is, but I'll definitely take a note of that. All right, let's see here. 550. You know what I think, guys? With this kind of upstream, I think I'm probably going to pull it for an hourly show tonight. I don't want to subject you guys to this long length of pain, fear, and misery. For any chart that I don't get to, Eli and Wally, because I'm not even sure if you guys can see me clearly or see what I'm charting clearly. I do have to take a drive right after the show, but I will post those charts in the technical analysis channel and tag you guys so that you guys can see clearly my full analysis of Engine and KNC if I do not get the chance to get to them in the next 10 minutes. Yeah, my bad. 144, 145. I did say it again. I apologize. Okay. So not a whole, again, I feel the exact same way. Same scenario, different numbers. Dump and then a pump. Yeah, what the hell is a Raven coin anyway? Hey, good to see you, man. Teaching some skiing and snowboarding in Austria, man. Oh, that sounds fun, man. Sadly, I didn't have any time to trade. Busy après skiing. Back in a week, man. Well, I'm looking forward to you getting back. D Street out. Hey, what's going on? Short ETH since 133 does not look like a bad scalp, but I would be careful. I would be careful moving forward. Okay, so same thing. Kind of the same analysis for Ethereum. Same analysis for XBT. Movement down, grab liquidity, and then move to previous liquidity zone to the upside. All right. Let's get into... Let's get into what's next on the list. Fetch AI. Well, doesn't that look lovely? This does not look like BitTorrent token, guys. I was promised moons. So I do want to give a shout out to DaVinci, contributor to the trading group, who posted a fantastic take profit. So again, one of the little gambles that we threw out was pretty much market buying Fetch AI as soon as it listed. Very similar thing to BitTorrent token that could have been done. It was the second launchpad token that was being launched exclusively on Binance. Got it at 92.03 and was able to make a good 20% off that as well. So what do I think here with Mr. Fetch? Very little volume. I don't see any indications of oversold volume, so I have to assume this is genuine downtrend, as we can see right here. We closed the 3-hour candle below support. I have to assume this is genuine downtrend. There's likely not to be liquidity. I mean, I guess you could technically call this support if you looked at lower time frames. No. I don't think you can call this support. There's likely not to be liquidity until down in this region right here. So the very low 9,000 region right here, or worst case scenario, 82.56. Again, I had talked about, when I talked about my entry, I had drawn these 3 yellow lines. I said I'd be happy if price hit here. I'd be very happy if price hit here, and I would be ecstatic if price hit here. I think that would be a good, so from my entry of 92.03, That would have been a good 40%. Not exactly the 500% that we saw with BTT, but anyways, very happy with my 20% there on Fetch AI. And now we'll just wait and let this thing form some ranges and form some highs and lows. We need a Fletch coin. Anime Fletcher. I knew an anime back in high school. Let's see here. So Fetch AI. What's next on the list, man? Maybe I will get a chance to go through the 2 requests. Engine and KNC. Let's start off on the weekly with Mr. Engine. So kind of the same thing that we typically see with a lot of coins, man. Engine made a very nice, beautiful pump up and is pretty much given a large portion of that back, but not all of it yet. Down about 27%. So again, just shout out to our fallen brethren who bought the top. Sitting right now around 2,134 Satoshis. Let's see. Looking at weekly price action, this was a pretty good weekly candle to enter upon. Excuse me. Actually, this one would have been right here. So you have a nice down movement. You have a hammer candle, generally a good indication to go in. Fortunately, sometimes hammer candles can punk you out. This is a hanging man. Excellent time to sell. As you can see, it initiates downtrend. Doji led to a little bit of uptrend. Here's a hammer candle right here that didn't exactly act as expected. You did have a little bit more drawdown, but then you did have the weekly buy signal right there. So Chime Transformation did get you in pretty much on the best week that you could have gotten in here, pretty much at the recent low. Didn't really give you a strong indication to exit either, unless, well, actually, yeah, there would have been multiple areas to exit here, depending on your strategy. Did have a cross under right here on this candle. Let's see, but you never go below the 0 line. So if you're looking for this as a trending indication, because right here, price crosses the 0 line, and you don't really get a good, strong indication to exit either. Let's take a look at weekly Heikin-Ashi. Weekly Heikin-Ashi turns bullish here, doesn't turn bearish till here, turns bullish here. Obviously still quite bullish. All right, so all that's going to be worth bupkis. Let's take a gander here. So beautiful pump. Sideways, sideways. Let's look at the daily. This thing going crazy. Let's turn this off and just look at raw price action. All right. Price contraction after a very, 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 very nice, what, 200% pump? Interesting. Thank you so much, Samsung, for your contributions to the crypto space. Let's take a look at some other metrics here. Zuhair, man, thanks so much for the $2, my good friend. Do I see anything for Grin? You know, I haven't looked at Grin's price in a little bit. I will look at that. Fundamentally, I do like Grin. I like Beam a little bit more, but from a profitable mining perspective, I think that Beam does offer more for somebody that's interested in mining it. But I mean, I'm a big fan of Mimblewimble, man. I think it's a revolution. All right, holding Ichimoku support. Holding the 8-period exponential moving average. So looking at this as a trending indication, you don't have any indication to be out of this. Looking at this from a reversal point of view, I would not want to see, I mean, it's pretty much as simple as this. I don't want to see a daily close below 1942, and I'd like to see a daily close above 2219. I mean, it's difficult for me to lie. When I look at altcoins, I have a fundamentally bearish perspective because of the market situation that we've been in. And I've just seen this too many times, but we've seen BNB and we've seen Link, and we might potentially be seeing Engine Coin. Engine Coin is one of those few coins that I like too. So let me take my time with this. Yeah, that pump that pump decimated this bad boy. You hold on tight, man. That's all I can tell you. You hold on tight. Personally, if I were looking for what would be a strong exit signal, be very similar to what I said earlier, man. Horizontal support and resistance seems to be the best thing. I've taken a few moments and looked at this with some different metrics on some different time frames, trying to wheedle out what I think is the best risk to reward ratio for analyzing when you should be out of this position. And it does seem to me just as simple as horizontal support and resistance here for me, man. Daily closing below 1942, it seems like you should be out of your position. Anybody that bought below the pump, anybody that's looking to enter now, I would not. If I get a nice daily close above 22.19, then that is a momentum long. That's a momentum buy. And again, you're using the exact same metrics, man. You're looking to trail your stop. And again, because I'm talking about hammer candles, does BTC have a hammer candle on the 12-hour? No, that is not a very nice hammer candle. That's a nice hammer candle right there. And you can see it did not have a lot of follow through. Typically, you want to see a hammer at the bottom of a down movement. Not a lot of good examples on the 12-hour chart here in recent price history. That's a better one. You just want a much longer wick than your body. That seems to me about 50-50. The other way to look at this, and this is not typically how I look at things, but the other way to look at this would just naturally be as a pennant, man. Just again, after you have a pretty bullish initiation move like that, the fact that we have not dumped immediately and that we're actually consolidating sideways at a higher price level would classically be bullish. So you're just waiting for confirmation. You're waiting to break out above recent range highs. And then you're either looking to take profit around 25.90. It's a nice 20%, and moving your stop loss to break even. And then for the rest of your position, you're going to need to rely on an exit indicator. So whether that is the daily turning over after it gets out of this consolidation period, whether that's the 3-day turning over, whether that's the weekly turning over, or your own exit indicator of your choice. Can be a higher time frame Heikin-Ashi candle turning bearish. There's lots and lots and lots of them out there. I want to push you to find your own. Engine's too scary for me. You know, that is kind of my first reaction too. But after seeing what Link did and what BNB did, fortune favors the bold, man. Got a decent bag of Beam and Grin, but thinking about BTC halvening makes me want to get out of everything into BTC until the halvening in 2020. That is a often, and I've talked about that before too, that is an often referred to bullish reason to be fundamentally bullish for BTC. All right. Kyber Network. I think this is still the chart that I drew back in the day for you, Wally. Yeah, I believe this is it, isn't it? Stop loss. Entry zone. Take profits. Seems like that baby worked out pretty well. Let's see here. All right. And again, whenever I see a nice wick like that, just a shout out to the fallen brethren who bought the top, because you know they did. Remember, every price point on a Japanese candlestick represents a buyer and a seller. So, oh shit. Okay, let's think about this for a little bit. Well, yeah, I kind of like this, man. I kind of like this. I don't really like the fresh cross under on the daily, but that's lagging. So I just have to look at this with the lens of price analysis. We had accumulation. We had a period of accumulation, and we went slightly higher to trap buyers. Went slightly higher to trap buyers than the previous swing high. Okay, and now coming back down to retest support. It hasn't worked every other time that KNC has pumped, but again, I do like this. Nice movement downwards, and then you get a sideways period of consolidation. This could be, although KNC has done a nice 80%, you know, pretty much from the bottom. I guess the issue is if we're going to see some increased movement to the upside from here. The first level of support that you want to see KNC hold is pretty much right where it's at, man. You have previous resistance right here, which doubled as a take profit target on the way back up. Again, I hate that TradingView will not fix its overlapping labels no matter what I do. So 44.69, man, 44.69 sats. Let's see if KNC can find some support right here, which is previous resistance. If it doesn't hold that, next area of liquidity is down at 41.32. So I would not be trying to catch this on the way back down. You definitely want to wait for this to bottom out and start moving upwards. You're either looking for price action, you're looking for a hammer candle, you're looking for some kind of bullish reversal pattern, Morningstar pattern. But ideally, you want to see some nice volume to the downside, and then you want to see price move back up. It's too early to tell, man. It's too early to be catching falling knives. But yeah, the next SR flip would be right here, 44.69. Below that, talking about 41.32. And then back down to 38.14. Does that not hold? The more likely area to me does actually seem that 41.32. You have much more consolidation right there. And you probably have, I would assume, much more aggressive initiation right here. Individuals buying into the breakout. Bots and algos buying into the breakout as well, going above the range high right here. Yeah, that would seem to make sense to me. This zone right here. There is a little bit of a high volume node here, but you can just see down here. Coming back down here, we retest the upper boundaries of really that HVN, that level of consolidation. So let's see if we can hold the upper boundary of that consolidation area, which would be a confirmed breakout. If not, we're just going to go back down into it. Looks good, man. Looks good. I just want to see us bottom out. I want to see us bottom out at this level or at this level. There it goes. XBT BTC Whale just bought 3 million contracts at 37.88 with 1.6 slippage. BitMEX Whale on Twitter. We can also go look at sorry, I want to actually look at AgriTrade. Thanks, Wendy. Good to see you. I'm actually going to pop off here in about 5 minutes. Still dropping a lot of frames. Man, my computer is lagging pretty bad. Terribly, actually. I don't know why it's so bad today. Ravencoin. I like Ravencoin. It's doing beautifully, man. It's doing beautifully. Whoa. Next area that I got for this baby is 762, man. So you just throw a trailing stop on and you hold on tight, dude. Just hold on tight, man. That's not going to help you. That's probably not going to help you. Took a latish long. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure, man. In fact, let me get that pulled up. Okay, one sec. All right, hold on. First off, let's go back to the 24-hour chart. Yeah, I mean, the last significant area of liquidity that we would have tapped was right here, and you can see that on the daily time frame, price did stall out here just a little bit at this previous swing low. So looking at the VPVR, man. What are areas where I would tentatively scale out profit? Above swing highs. Front running swing highs before LVNs. Right here. I don't really like how it just did that to me. Right here. Yep. And then right here. Because that was the area that I had as resistance on my chart in the first place. So 686, 728, and 762, man. Once you hit any one of these areas, you definitely want your stop at break even. And in fact, just to be quite honest with you, man, when you're buying into high volatility like this, typically the best thing to do, you got to understand where to put your risk, man. So let's just look at what Quadrigo would tell me, man. Your entry signal for trending on the daily time frame was this candle right here. Anyways, let's look at what Quadrigo says right now. This baby says 555. That's daily time frame. So that's going to be a bit of a ways down there, man. 555. So about 13% to the downside. How do you overcome that? Because again, I get that a lot. Oh man, what are you talking about? A 15% stop loss. You're going to have to adjust your position size accordingly. So if you normally go in with a $5,000 position, you're probably going to have to go in with a $1,000 position. Again, I'm not going to do the math in my head, but distance to stop divided by R. Or R divided by distance to stop. And let's go take a look at Grin, man. All right, so this is the grin chart that I was looking at previously. All right, so good volume right here, indicating that we are genuinely breaking down. This is the start of the downtrend right here. Pretty much equidistant volume right here, man. Remember, without a significant change in volume or sentiment, you're unlikely to see a change in the dominant trend. All right, do we see a local bottom right here? Well, we do see a nice candle right here, a nice spinning top right there down at the bottom of the movement, and a couple nice bullish days right here. Still overall bearish as long as we're below 1126.20, man. That was previous support, turned resistance right here, and we haven't retested it as resistance. So a retest of that zone does seem likely. We are seeing some nice volume, but I wouldn't say that it's a significant change in volume or sentiment. Again, I mean, just the way that they did their pre-mine on this and the way that they released the coin, the way they did their distro, I mean, it's not just the bear market that killed this thing, man. It's probably what we'll see with Fetch AI too. But you don't know. Fetch did their distro a little bit differently. So overall, man, I'm pretty bearish below 1126. If we get back above 1126, then I think we could probably look to take some profit on a long. Here. Right there. And right here. With our stop loss right here. If we get to that level, then I can do a little bit more accurate analysis, because then I can look at what ATR is doing. Yep. Well, you guys heard it here first, man. The absolute beginning of the alt season. Bitcoin coming in right now to its first level of resistance. If it pumps above this, assuming we take out these range highs, are about 4% to the upside. Next significant level of resistance is about 8% above us. But kind of running into a wall right now. We'll see if we can overcome it, man. The daily Fisher is about to cross above the zero line, which is a trending indication. It's a trending indication to buy. So you'd be gambling entering today. If tomorrow's up here, then you would be entering into a trend. Go, Bitcoin, go. All right, guys. Well, with things popping off, I think it's probably time for me to get offline and go make some money, guys, to be quite honest with you. Good times, good times. And I still got to take a drive, man. Still got to take a drive. All right, so sorry to scoot out on you guys, but I'm still dropping a lot of frames. Going to do the adjustments that I can over the evening and see if I can't get the stream working a little bit better. All right. Talk about the regular stuff, guys. And to show, make sure that you guys go check out x42.crackencryptocurrency.com. Still got 17 hours left to get in for your chance to get a masternode worth of X42, guys. Again, thank you guys so much for making this fun and exciting for us to do these giveaways. We're going to be doing these pretty much every month. So that's about all I got, guys. If you guys have, I don't even have my thingy pulled open, man. Thank you guys for joining me on your Sunday evening, guys. Of course, today was the 3rd of March, 2019, man. All right. Just be careful out there with your entries, guys. Whenever you're entering into high volatility, I recommend reduced position sizes, guys, because you're going to have to put your stop an accurate distance away, especially if you're not waiting for confirmation to enter into an uptrend. And let's just be quite serious. With rare few exceptions, man, with rare few exceptions, most things have been pumps and then dumps. So Anyways, you guys are a fantastic audience. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, I want to thank Peter Stolmiraz, Clever Espandola, T-Mac for the subscriptions on YouTube. Guys, thank you so much. Did I miss anything on Twitch? Let's go over. Martin24D and Z Gredek LCD. And some of these names. Zil Kin Aluboa. And Okikanen and ENB 1331. I don't know. That's a lot of numbers, man. It's Scary Robot. Usuman 1112. X Regza. Electromere 2019. Dr. Puss. Krem Styles. Ozar. Don 26. I think I mentioned him yesterday. But guys, thank you so much for the follows on Twitch, guys. Hey, no problem, guys. Happy to provide as much help as I can in this turbulent market, guys. So just remember, guys, just be careful out there. Be careful with your position sizing. Risk management is the key, guys. Risk management is the key. The idea is not to catch the pump, although that's beautiful when you do. The idea is to be able to manage your portfolio so that you continue to catch good, sustained, continued movements, guys. All right. So don't get freaked out. Don't jump into anything that has the potential to slam back down on you harder than it does to continue its uptrend. All right. That's not to say that you can't take speculative grabs on things that seem like they're bullishly pumping, but just be careful, guys. Just be careful. All right. Anyways, that's about all I got for tonight. If you have any questions, guys, come into the Discord, discord.crackencryptocurrency.com. And I guess the question that I want to leave you guys with is, what do you guys think is happening right now? Do you guys think that we're going to see some nice market pumps across the board? Are we getting ready to enter into full-on moon mission? Or is this just the calm before the storm? All right. That's the question I got. If you guys have, leave your answer in the comment section down below, or more importantly, hop into the Discord, discord.crackencryptocurrency.com, to communicate with us and keep the conversation going, guys. It's as much about the community as it is about the show. That's all I got. Shout out to X42, Spectre Security Coin, Your Crypto Daily, and MMO Coin. Go check them out at their respective links. Thank you so much, Wally, Zuhair, and Eli for the generous donations. Appreciate that, guys. And if you guys want to trade along with us and follow our signals and calls, that's up at the top of the screen, premium.crackencryptocurrency.com. So until tomorrow, guys, I'll be here at noon, and we'll be doing a little bit more analysis after we break down the storm, guys. Until tomorrow, guys, make sure, as always, trade safely.